What's good with it in the hood with it, Collective Clips? I just received a phone call, man, of some unfortunate news. You know, anytime anybody loses their life, it's an unfortunate event, man. The circumstances that surround it can be different, and one never knows, the reasons behind it. When you're involved in a lifestyle, even in the past, things that you've done to people or things that you've done can catch up to you. Sometimes tragedy strikes unknowing. You wake up in the morning, you don't know if that's your last day. You don't know, what's going to happen that day. You could go into a bar or a club, wherever the case may be, and be having a good time and never make it through that night. I got a phone call a few minutes ago from a good friend of mine, and he let me know that S-Bone, the YouTuber S-Bone from the 40s, right, was allegedly killed in Sacramento last night. 2 shots to the head is what I'm hearing. Now, condolences first and foremost to his family, to his friends, to his homeboys. I had a conversation with S-Bone before. I was privileged enough to talk to this man, a very wise man, very laced up in the game. Someone who I respected because I heard his name a lot while I was in the youth authority and just being part of the street scene and being part of the gang. I had heard of him. I got a lot of respect for the Crips, a lot of love for him. Did a lot of time with a lot of real righteous ones, and just did a video on Tiny Solo the other day from A-Trey, Michael Meadows, little Mikey, who was also killed. Of course, he was killed tragically as well recently. But it's breaking news. S-Bone, I don't know what he did to deserve getting dumped like that, but he's gone. He definitely has gone. It's 100% accurate information. This YouTube game, I'm not saying it's related to YouTube, but this YouTube game has seen a lot of unfortunate losses. People get on YouTube and they tell their stories or they speak their mind. And I've been noticing the trend lately of a lot of people going back and forth, going at it, disrespecting gente, disrespecting people, exposing people. I know that he was getting into he had his own things going on, with his own people or with, people that felt a certain way about him because of people he hung around with or people that he associated with. I myself go through some of the same motions. But to see someone lose their life, whether that's the reason or not, and I'm not saying that is, it's crazy. Just the other day I was watching a video of his and thinking about the man he had become compared to the man I heard he used to be. He was a dangerous individual. He was someone that, from everything that I heard, and I don't got firsthand information. I wasn't right there during his whole course of life. But I know one thing is for sure, I never had heard a horrible or terrible thing about S-Bone rather than he was just with that program, with the activities. It's unfortunate. It's a great loss to the LA community. Someone who had positively changed his life and was trying to do better. When you get on YouTube, you tell your stories and you try to help the youth and you try to correct some of your old ways of thinking. Sometimes it's therapeutic for people to correct it. You utilize these platforms to correct yourself. Excuse me, my fucking nose is itching. I might get some money or probably not. But anyways, when they called me and told me this, I was like, wow. The first time I ever was able to reach out to this man and talk to him, I seen he had dropped a short, singing my intro. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba. And everybody knows, a lot of people ask me, who sings that intro? Of course, it's Earth, Wind, and Fire. The song's called A Brazilian Rhyme. It's just something that I've been watching, for a long time. S-Bone, rest in peace, brother. I had a conversation with him, and I remember he told me, keep doing what you're doing. And regardless of what people try to do or tear you down, man, keep speaking your mind and keep being yourself. And it's just it leaves a bad taste in my mouth, man. It's a senseless killing, man. A man that was on a path. But of course, man, I don't know what led up to it. He could have been in the game still, or the game could have been in him. Regardless of what people say about that man, I know there was a lot going on. People were saying they had paperwork on him and that he had told on someone or he had did this or did that. Regardless of all that, a real man that lived and breathed in real life got knocked down, and it's official. I'm not just speaking on it just to talk, Now, for those people that, of course, had problems with S-Bone or of course they're going to be questioned. Of course, they're going to be looked at as maybe someone who could have been involved. But we're not here to point fingers in nobody's direction. We're not here to throw out their theories of why he died, or all we know is he is dead. And, you know, for those that were fans of his page or that supported him and watched S-Bone, you know, I know a lot of the raza did watch his channel and supported what he had going on. A very intelligent man who had been around the block, you know, did a lot of time incarcerated in the feds as well as the state. You know, like I said, time won't give you time. You know, we only have a certain amount of time here on earth. No one knows their time. No one knows, you know, no one knows the place nor the time, but it happens. Anyways, it happened in Sacramento, which kind of boggles my mind. I don't know if he was staying out in the city of Sac, if he was living out there, or if he was just wiggling through. Like I said, Sacramento's a dangerous place. It could have been something that had nothing to do with who he was, just a coincidence. But lately, you know, S-Bone had been getting into it with a lot of people. His name was in a lot of people's mouths. You know, tragically, you know, his life has ended. And where do we go from here? Well, we continue to do what we do. But we just remember a fallen soldado, another well-righteous known Crip out of California, man, that's no longer with us. You know, I know the 40s will grieve for their partner. I know his family will grieve for the man he had become and for the man he was. And I could tell you in our conversations, a couple that we had, you know, he was a good dude, man. Never judged me, never disrespected the raza. Didn't play that, you know, kept it real, kept it calm, cool, and collect, and gave it to me straight up and told me exactly what it was. Didn't care about me being active or non-active. Wasn't worried about that. You know, understood that at the end of the day, man, we were under different politics. We were under different rules of the game. And that's just the way it is. See, a lot of people like to speak on other people's politics and other people's get downs without really knowing what it is. You got to mind your own business and do your own thing. But anyways, I just wanted to let the people know, you know, S-Bone from 40s is gone. You know, I'm sure we'll hear a lot more details into maybe what led up to it, if they arrest anyone. I don't know. I'm going to keep up with the case because it's personal to me. You know, like I said, I just talked to him not even a couple months ago, and he was a good dude. I'm glad in this lifetime I was able to have that conversation with that man and speak on what we spoke on. You know, unfortunately, he's gone, and there ain't nothing anyone could do to bring him back, you know. And what my homeboy called me, and he was like, man, the YouTube streets are dangerous. I said, YouTube streets ain't dangerous, bro. It just happens to be that a lot of these guys think that a lot of these guys on YouTubers aren't really about that business or didn't really live that life. And that's furthest from the truth. A lot of people, a lot of these channels, man, were really in the mix, continue to be in the mix. A lot of people, you know, get into it and they think that disrespecting back and forth is the way to go. And it's not, man. It's not, because remember I told you, man, when you disrespect people, not only does it affect them, but they have homeboys, they have brothers, they have family. You know, you never know who you could fucking disrespect. And disrespect is one of the main reasons why gang members get killed. Anyways, I don't know what led up to his demise or his death. I'm not going to sit here and say it. All I'm going to know is that he did get shot. He did get killed. And it's very unfortunate. Rest in peace to S-Bone. And like I said, condolences to his familia. With that being said, Moose move with a purpose, gente. Remember, man, time is precious and precious is time. The gun. Bang, bang.